Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. If you have any question, please write me at walkwithtak@gmail.com. Through email, I can provide you with a more thorough answer, and I will reply promptly. As summer approaches, it is time to cook outdoor, and I love cooking outdoor because of the openness as well as being in the environment. Another thing I really like about cooking outdoor is that it is a very different type of a stir-frying process. When you cook indoor, you are limited by the heat capacity of your kitchen range. For example, the burner on my home kitchen range, the largest burner, will provide 15,000 BTU. However, the outdoor burner that I have, which is a conversion of a turkey cooker, that now I put in a new burner and it can produce 64,000 BTU. So consequently, my outdoor burner is 4 times more powerful than my indoor burner. Stir-frying is a very flexible cooking process. You can cook under high heat as well as low heat. But when you cook under high heat, everything happens very quickly. And it is very important to manage the heat so that you do not burn the food ingredients. One of my friends who operate a Chinese restaurant once told me that when you stir fry in your home kitchen range, you are like frying a regular jetliner. But while you are cooking in the professional kitchen with a high BTU burner, you are like frying a fighter jet. To illustrate my point of the importance of heat management when you cook on a high BTU burner, I'm going to demonstrate the cooking of a shrimp fried rice dish, which I cooked for our dinner last night. Okay, let's go outside and I'll show you how I cook this dish. For my fried rice cooking demonstration, I purchased this 15-inch carbon steel wok. It is a wok used in professional kitchens, and it has a round bottom. The wok is actually quite inexpensive. It costs only about $25. This wok is a wok with natural surface without non-stick coating, and it is easily seasoned by using my spot seasoning method, and I designate this wok as my outdoor wok. I start by turning the heat to the highest capacity. As you can see that within a matter of seconds, the wok heated up and it started to smoke. I add about 1.5 tablespoons of canola oil to the wok. Because the wok has a round bottom, so you can see that the oil pool in the center of the wok. I coat the shrimp with cornstarch as well as my basic seasoning mix before I add the shrimp to the wok. I use the wok spatula to toss and turn the shrimp rapidly because I set the heat of the burner at medium-high. I call this method shallow frying because the cornstarch will give the shrimp a light breading and give it a slight crispy texture. Addition of the basic seasoning mix will make the shrimp more flavorful. The cornstarch also will keep the shrimp dry, prevent it from splattering in the oil. I use the wok spatula to toss the shrimp so that they will not overcook or get burned. I left the burner at medium-high. Everything cooked very quickly. I use my spatula to toss the shrimp, but in the professional kitchen, they often use the wok to toss the shrimp. As you can see here, in less than a minute, the shrimp is already cooked. It creates a light breading on the surface of the shrimp. This will give the shrimp a nice crispy texture. I turn off the heat and then I move the shrimp and put them into a bowl and set them aside, which I'm going to combine them with the fried rice later on. The first step in cooking this fried rice is to fry some egg. I'm going to use the wok without washing it because I still have some oil left from frying the shrimp. I'm going to use about 4 to 6 eggs, and you can use as many eggs as you would like. I tend to use more egg when I make a dish that will serve as a meal, so the extra egg will provide me with the protein that I want. The whole purpose in this step is to scramble the egg. I start out with the heat being turned at medium-high because it will allow me to cook the egg a little bit faster. However, I need to be very careful because if I keep the heat up too high, the egg is going to get burned. And burnt egg will make the fried rice taste bitter. So by this time, I have turned the heat back to low because now I'm ready to add some rice. And to break up the rice, it will take a little bit of time. And I want to make sure that I do not have the heat on high because otherwise it will end up burning the egg as well as burning the rice. I'm going to use about 2.5 cups of rice that has been in the refrigerator for about 48 hours. And it is important to keep the rice in the refrigerator so they can stay dry. Otherwise, if you use cooked rice, they will not fry properly and the rice will stick to the bottom of the wok. And when the rice first come out of the refrigerator, they are very hot. And it is very difficult to break up with your wok spatula. The best thing to break up the rice is using something called a hamburger meat masher. This little kitchen gadget is used for breaking up the hamburger meat when you make a chili. But it turned out to be perfect for breaking up fried rice. You want to make sure that you choose a meat masher that is heat resistant. Otherwise, the heat will cause the edge of the meat masher to melt, and that will not be very pleasant, both in terms of whatever they might left in the rice, as well as it cause damage to the meat masher. So you can find one that is heat resistant. During this phase of the cooking, I kept the heat of the burner at low because of the time that I take to break up the rice. And if I keep it on high, things will get burned very easily. Now, the next step is to add the vegetable. The first vegetable that I'm going to add is a stem that I cut up of the broccoli that I purchased. So instead of throwing the stem away, I kept the stem and I cut them up into small chunks. And they turn out to be excellent for fried rice. Now, I want to mention a little bit about why fried rice is such flexible cooking method and why it is so suitable for using leftover ingredients. Now, this broccoli stem has been around for about a little bit over a week. So they're a little bit on the downside. But when you put it in the fried rice, nobody will notice because the flavor of this broccoli had not changed. Next ingredient to add to this fried rice is king oyster mushroom. I cut them up into small chunks so they will fit into the fried rice. Actually, I prepped this king oyster mushroom for my cooking demonstration. And the nice thing about advanced prepping is that whatever you do not use up, you can always use for another meal. This is the main purpose in cooking this fried rice, so that I can use up whatever the leftover ingredients that I might still have. And the king oyster mushroom goes very well for this purpose. To enhance the color of the fried rice, I've decided I will add a little bit of purple cabbage. And this is also followed by some frozen vegetable mix. Together they will give wonderful color to the fried rice. To accelerate the cooking process, I turn the heat to medium-high. I stir the ingredients as rapidly as I can. If not, the food will get burned. If you cannot stir fry as rapidly as you would like, then I will turn down the heat. You do not want the food to get burned because that will affect the flavor of the dish. The dish is now cooked and ready to be seasoned. I turn off the heat. I first, to enhance the umami flavor of this dish and also make the dish more savory by adding my basic seasoning mix. This is followed by adjusting the saltiness of the dish. I use soy sauce. And then I add additional oyster sauce to make the dish also have a more savory taste. And then finally, I add a little bit of Shaoxing cooking wine. This will make the dish more complex in its flavor profile. After a few mix, the dish is ready to be served. The total cook time of this dish is approximately 8 minutes, which I save about 4 minutes if I would cook this normally in my home kitchen stove. I transfer the fried rice to a plate and then I place the shrimp on top of the fried rice. It makes a very nice presentation. And with the shrimp, eggs, and different kinds of vegetables, this dish makes a complete meal. Cooking this meal outdoor takes just a little bit more time than if I would have cooked it indoor because I have to gather the materials to bring them outside. However, I really enjoy cooking outside and the food turned out to be great. And it was a very pleasant evening to be able to sit outside and enjoy this meal. So with my fast cooking system, you only need minor modifications that will allow you to cook either inside or outside. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. So your cooking will be practical, efficient, creative, and fun. If you would like to learn more about my cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.